Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of the Toddler Play Conference. If you are here with me live, just drop me a thumbs up in the comment box, please, to let me know that you can hear me and see me and that everything is working okay. So today we are doing a workshop all about obstacle courses. Now, if you were a parent already or had children at home during the pandemic, you probably have realized how invaluable the skill is of being able to set up an obstacle course. It's a great way to invite your children into play. It's a great way to include movement in your day. And yeah, it's just something that's really needed for children to get a variety of movement within their days. So I can see there's a couple of you here. If you are here with me, would you just give me a hello or a thumbs up there in the comment box so I know that it's all working and there's no problems with mute or anything like that? It's been great seeing you. I'm going to type actually. I think there might be a bit of a delay. It's been great seeing all of you in the group interacting. Hey, Melissa, Nicole, well done. Nice to see you guys. It's been great seeing all of your interactions in the group and all of your learnings. What's really touched my heart, just like reading all of your feedback and the things that you've taken away from different talks, is how simple they are, right? Like, these are not like you need to move to a different city, you need to change everything. Like, these are not like massive life changes, but it's these small little changes and like a refined kind of approach or a refined lens of how we look at something that makes such a difference in our children's lives. So I just want to encourage all of you that each step that you're taking, as you're taking these action steps, they are so powerful for your children and for their development. And something that I think about so often with child development is how in society it's easy to kind of put the Insta-worthy moments, right? And like kind of like have a misguided focus that's what we need to that equals good parent. But actually, if we look at our children, they're almost like glass that gets in the ocean. Like, it's not just about one big wave crashing on them. It's about them being in that ocean and being rubbed continually against the sand and the water. And that it's that slow process, that slow and consistent process that really gets the glass to that beautiful like sanded down glass that you find on the beach. Where I grew up, we used to have a lot of that, and it's just so beautiful. And that's really what our children are like. So whatever you are doing right now as you're tuning in, whether you're on the live or the replay, if you've had an amazing day, great. If you've had a day that has worn you down a little bit, I do want to just leave you with that word of encouragement that what you're doing really, really matters for your children. So just keep going, and well done on all these like takeaways and small changes that you're making. All right, so I wanted to clarify about the bingo card. There were a few questions. So we have a bingo card every day. If you've submitted a line on the previous day, you can't resubmit that line. You have to like make a new line. It's okay if there's like one cube that intersects, but it should be a new line. And yeah, the bingo card is 5 things down. If you are here on the live, you can obviously tick off that bingo card. And if you are on the replay and you listen to the whole video and comment on the video, then you can also tick that you came to this talk. Yes. So this week today we are giving away in the bingo card. For 3 of you, you're going to walk away with one of our Playful Pod magazines. So this is just an example that I printed out, but you will get a digital copy. This light always makes things so strange, like it reflects, so you can't really see anything. Anyway, so it will be full of like play ideas that are great for toddlers. And we have a couple of different topics that we're going to be giving out. So 3 of you will walk away with that today. And that is from Playful Pod, which is my membership community that we are opening the doors for on Friday at the end of the conference. Yes, so I think that was any of the like details of the bingo card and all of that. If you have any questions about like how things work within the conference, like any of those details about bingo cards, about daily links, any questions, please just drop it here and I'll be happy to answer. And also, if you have any questions like kind of theoretical questions about some of the talks that you've heard over the last 2 days, you are welcome to post it here, and we can definitely open that up as a discussion, as well as in the Facebook group. Like, that group is there for you. You don't have to only comment on threads. You can post on the wall. It can be about one of the talks, or it could be about, I don't know, like some kind of what is it called? Troubleshooting? Yeah, troubleshooting, like with a collective group of parents about anything that you are working through. And that's totally great as well. All right, so obstacle courses. Now, an obstacle course basically has a beginning, middle, and end, like a story. And we are going to start by talking about the beginning and the end. So this is so helpful, and this is something that I think parents often forget about. I worked in a preschool that we did an obstacle course every single morning, and we did like it was like a big part of the children's day. And this is the beginning and end. It was always the thing that we needed to like encourage new people that were running the course to remember to put in. So a beginning and end can be something like the principles that you got within your swag bag. So taking all of these thingies, the like top pieces, I just have some Velcro on them, that's why they're sticking together, and putting these pieces in like a little like a mushroom punnet or anything, little blocks on one side, and putting this on the other side, so that they will start by taking one, carrying it all the way through the obstacle course, and then putting it on this on the other side. So these kind of printables, you can also use the other printables that were in the swag bag, or any kind of printables that you have, are really fun. We also like these stickers from Melissa and Doug. I'm sure you guys have them at home as well. They're great. We've gotten them a lot for like birthday presents and stuff, and they're so fun. But they also stick on windows, so you can put like this sheet of stickers on one side, and then let your child do the obstacle course, and then stick the sticker on the window on the other side. Another one that we've enjoyed, and this is great for children that are, not just trying to not like drop everything, that are a little bit older, or a little bit more coordinated, like maybe 2.5. Or even 2 actually, is to take like, not, you could do just a ball and then at the end they throw it, or you could do a ball in some kind of a spoon. It just makes it a little bit more complicated. I would say ball and not egg, because I don't like the smell of eggs. And young children, that's like quite a big ask really to put eggs, but the balls work really fun. Another idea is, I just have like a little box here with some principles that we also had within Playful Pod. And you can see these are basically like pictures that are cut into sections. Can you see? So they have to like piece them together like a puzzle. And for older children, you can actually put like a couple in here and let them go across. For younger children, I would say like keep it really, really simple. So like a ball that they would throw at the end is a great way to do it, because an obstacle course has steps within it. So if you are putting like more complex things, or things that they need to be like thinking about, like I don't know, like buttons on the one side or pom-poms and then numbers on the others that they need to be counting and matching and stuff, for a young child, that's just going to kind of overwhelm them, and they're going to lose the flow of the obstacle course. So we want them to at least be able to do like 3 back and forths of the obstacle course with like a good pace, and then they seem to kind of get into it. So kind of think for your own child what will help them in that way. So that is the beginning and the end, very important pieces. Now we need to think about the middle, like the actual thing that's going to be challenging their motor skills. Now, for young children, I would say look at what they do when they go to the playground. Like, what is the thing that they seem either cautious of, or what is the thing that they seem that they're like really wanting to get into? And with that thing, like try and bring that movement into your house. So why I say this as an example, often we see our children like learning in the park how to do this thing of, once you've climbed up, that you have to like turn to get in, or if you're climbing down something, that you don't just like throw yourself forward, but you actually turn and then reverse back down. So this can be really helpful to kind of build that skill in an obstacle course, because then you can have high chairs, a table, some kind of ledge that they're climbing down from. And it's in like a really controlled environment because you're there with them. And so an obstacle course is like a great way to really support that development. You'd want to, with like a 1-year-old, I'd say like put 1 to 3 different things inside of the obstacle course. But as your children get older, like a 3-year-old can actually start building an obstacle course themselves. You can tell them like, let's find something that we go up on, let's go find something that we go down on, and they'll be able to give you a lot of ideas. And also the work of building an obstacle course, like the work of pushing a chair or like pulling a carpet, is great for children. This is like working not only their muscles, but also their sensory systems. So it's actually very calming for children to be doing like that heavy work. Okay, so now let's talk about what kind of things we can be putting in there. There was one other thing that I wanted to say. Let me just check here. Oh, yes. So for younger children, I said, like, look at what are the skills that they seem to be reserved on or wanting to learn. And then for older children, I would say try and think about movements that are going to have a lot of head movements. If you listen to Ray Peaker's talk on day 1, she spoke about the vestibular and proprioceptive sensory systems. And these are like really, really, really important for our children. Like I think of them as the release valves. Like if you think about like a lot of pressure building up, that's kind of what happens to our children when they get a lot of stimulation in. So when we allow them to be activating these sensory systems, the proprioceptive and the vestibular, it's like just opening that nozzle of that pressure vault and letting some of the pressure out. So if you are having like a lot of tantrums, or you're feeling like your children are over sensitive to any kind of change in schedule, or sometimes they get like very, very nitpicky on small details, like you cut the banana, and it's often this is because they're just tired or hungry or hangry or whatever it is. Like there's a basic need, but sometimes this is because they're not moving enough. So we want to like really allow them those opportunities to like open up that release valve for themselves. So lots of head movement. So okay, let's see how we can do this. I want you to think and write me here in the comment box as well, what movements can you do with your body? So not with your hands, like with your big body. Can you think of some kind of movements? I'm going to give you guys a minute to chime in here. I think there might be a little bit of a delay on my side to not see your comments, but okay, I'll say a few, but if you are hearing this like afterwards, or if you're catching on the replay, chime in as well with what movements you can think of. We can think of jumping jacks. Yeah, that's great, Nicole. Jumping is a absolutely great movement. Oh, here we go. Jumping. Everybody's jumping, wiggling, flexing. Yes, these are great. There was definitely a delay. I can see you all coming through now. Jumping jacks. You all have the same one in mind. So jumping is great. And I like that you've all mentioned different types of jumping as well. Wiggling is a great one. Climbing, yeah, and climbing, you can climb up something, you can climb down something, you can crawl dancing, that's great, yeah. You can roll your body, you can roll like a sideways roll, and you can roll a forward roll. You can hop, you can run, you can try to balance on something, tunneling, yeah, Cindy, that's great. So there's so much that you can move. Now, whatever verb you've said, try to think of how do you, oh, sorry, that's my phone. How do you do this with the things that you have at home? So I'm going to give you just a couple of ideas that I have here from just ordinary things that we have at home. So for example, jumping, these are like placemats. You'll have to make sure that they're not on a slippery surface, because then they'll slip. But you can just put a placemat down. Also, if you have that, like there's like a spongy kind of material that you get. It's actually something that you use in like scrapbooking. You get it at a lot of craft stores. That's also a good one because is a little bit more like sticky. You can just put that and jump between, like hopping between stones. If your child is older and their balance is a bit better, you can use also like throw cushions to hop onto each. And keep it simple, that you're not like spending hours cleaning up afterwards. I also have here a table runner. And you could use this or like a towel, and just think about like rolling it up. So it's almost like a pipe. And you can put this on the floor, and they have to they can walk over it on a straight line. They can walk over it in like a sideways walk. They can do backwards walking. Backwards walking is better for 3+ year olds. But backwards walking, think about like side walking, how it stimulates firstly your vestibular sense, your the movement within your inner ears so differently to walking straight. And it also really challenges your balance. A tunnel with a coffee table, that's a great idea, Rhonda. Yeah. You can also do with that idea of a tunnel, you could take 2 chairs, and I just have a piece of fabric here, like a light fabric, and drape this over the 2 chairs and let them crawl under. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be fancy at all. Really, you can use what you have. One of my children's favorite obstacle courses is always just chairs, 3 chairs in a row, and that they have to go up and down and up and down. If you have steps for when they're going to the bathroom, or steps to reach the basin or the sink, then those are perfect for the up down. And again, think about how much that's stimulating their vestibular sense, how much it's challenging their balance, especially for younger children, that there's a lot of movement and coordination in going from a lower height to a taller height, and then managing to sit down, and then turning to climb down, and then actually climbing down, and then again climbing up. There's so much within this. So even the most simple things are so, so powerful. Kaylee, one of our speakers from today, she shared a reel on Instagram yesterday about an obstacle course of just taking cushions or your couch cushions or any kind of pillows, and just letting your child go between the cushions, especially for a new walker. This is a great way for them to be challenging their little ankles and their feet and their whole balance systems in a really different way. And balance is one of those skills that I just think it's so interesting. I've done research on balance skills and followed these children into adolescence, and seen that children that went into school with more issues in terms of balance had more difficulty with mental health and things like this. So balance is something that we don't need to make it all fancy, right? We just need to let children move in different ways, and just like you probably did when you were a child. So obstacle courses are super, super powerful. And again, I think that this can really put a feather in your hat, that no matter what you're doing as a parent, the simple stuff is so, so good. And you can feel really good about supporting your child in doing these. So I think that's it. Oh, another one that I wanted to share just before we end off is tape. This is actually not painter's tape. I couldn't find my painter's tape, of course. But just to put tape down on the floor is, again, another great way, if you don't have a balance beam, for children to, here we go. Melissa also said, for putting into shapes, that's great. And jumping between circles. You can also make a straight line or a zigzag lines, anything like this. What I would encourage you to do always with these obstacle courses is make sure that you are supporting your child in getting into the flow of doing it. And then you can really back off. It's not something that you need to necessarily be on them the whole time. It's great also if there's siblings, all that turn taking and waiting while somebody else is mastering that movement is actually really, really great for our children as well. So I think we are going to leave it at that. Thank you for being with me. We have a great day lined up for you tomorrow. Sorry, I'm reading the comments as I'm talking. These are great ideas as well, Melissa. Thank you. We have a great day lined up tomorrow. We have Tom from the Dad Vibe speaking. We have Teva from, I actually don't want to say all of the speakers' names because I know I'll forget somebody and then feel really bad, but we have some really, really special speakers tomorrow, and I think you're going to really, really enjoy it. And if you haven't listened to all of the talks from today, go ahead and listen. They are great. They are really, really fun. Really, really fun. I enjoyed so much interviewing each of these speakers, and especially with the singing and the ideas, and it just, it's a great way to give us as parents a little bit more energy too. But having said that, it is now my bedtime, so I am going to say goodnight to all of you, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll be checking back with you all tomorrow. Thanks, everyone. Bye.